Hello and welcome to Boomtown Hoops Live. I'm your host, Bobby. With me today, we got Cody, Josh. Guys, the Thunder won. I can't believe the game got played. But not only that, we got a win. 1-0. The road to 72-0 is still alive.
I'm with it. Hey, I don't have it in me. I said this on the season preview show. I don't have it in me to hope they lose. They'll lose plenty. I'm not too worried about that. So whenever they go on the road and play well and win, I'm going to go ahead and just take it and enjoy it.
Exactly. That's part of it. You root for sports teams because you like seeing wins. Cody, how do you feel?
Yeah, it was a good win. First game on the road this year. I think that game winner by SGA, shows a lot in his development. As being the face of the franchise right now, that's going to just pay dividends for his confidence going forward. And hopefully he can clean up some of the sloppy turnovers and missed free throws that he had towards the end of the game. But yeah, it looked ice in his veins with that last shot. It's very smooth.
Absolutely. Let's just get right into that. What a performance by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Obviously, he had the big play of the game with that, long two that really iced it for the Thunder with about 1.4 left. But also just a really good performance overall. Josh, how'd you feel about SGA in his first game as head man?
Yeah, like Cody was saying, I definitely, if you had asked me with like 3 minutes left of the player of the game was, I would have said George Hill, but I would flip it to Shai because of the way, really almost more because of that shot. And he did end up being the lead scorer. I think scored 24. He had a good game overall. Field goal percentage, he shot it a lot, which is what you expect. He's the man now. But I think just that end of it. After missing the free throws and letting that big lead just evaporate so quickly, it was weird. The missed free throws, the bad turnovers, kind of just watching Charlotte come up and just keep raining threes. It was literally like they were just going to let him shoot, and if you come back, you come back, and they did. So for him to kind of come down, and there was never any. I love that there was never any like indecision or anything. It was he got the ball and he went, got his shot, and nailed it, and that was really cool to see. Again, something we talked about on the season preview show. At the end of the game, we know Shai's taking the shot. And I like that there was no indecision on his part. The team said, Shai, here you go win us the game. And he went and got it done. So that was nice to see. And I think that was really huge, for a confidence thing for him and just the team. Because, obviously this team's it's not all in on winning games this season, but you still don't want to blow that big lead like that. That would have really hurt, I think, those guys to play that well and then end up losing it that way. So that was a big shot, I think, just for his confidence, the team's confidence. I'm pretty pleased with SJ's game overall, but especially just really that possession, that shot, I think is exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we talk a lot about how Chris Paul was Captain Clutch last year, how he was always the guy to rely on to have a really big shot at the end. Well, that also meant that you never saw Shai Gilgeous-Alexander go down and get those shots at the end. So it's really good to see Shai, kind of in that position with that greatness kind of thrust upon him and have him just really step up and have a great game. Cody, you mentioned it earlier. How hype are you for Shai?
Oh, I'm very hype. He's flirting with a triple-double this game, 24, 7, and 9. Really liked his 10 free throw attempts that he had. Really attacking the basket, trying to get to the hole and draw some fouls, get some easy buckets. I'd like to see that number go up to 12 to 14 game if he was getting that many free throw attempts. That'd be awesome because he's just out there slicing around, hitting some good passes. Sky's the limit for him right now. They've given him the reins to the franchise. He's going to go through some growing pains. Obviously, his first 2 years in the league, he's behind a bunch of veterans with the Clippers, and then obviously last year with the Thunder. So a lot of growing pains he's going to have this year, but I think he's going to become a way better player because of it, just having this much thrust upon him this year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, let's talk about the guy who was almost the man of the match, George Hill. An incredible performance out of nowhere. We thought he'd be good, but good golly, 21 points, 8 for 9 shooting, 4 for 4 from 3. What a remarkable performance from George Hill.
Yeah, no, George Hill was awesome. People like to say, somebody's like a walking bucket. He just is like walking picks. That's all Presti sees. He's going to be flipped for picks. It's kind of silly that we're in that position. Anytime a veteran player does anything, our brains just go ooh picks because he played great, and it seems like he's definitely going to be flippable. I mean, it's one game, but boy, he looked good. I mean, he was hitting the open threes. They were talking on the broadcast, Fish and Cage, about he shot a really high 3-point percentage last year. Off to a good start, obviously, here tonight. And he looked good. Like I said, he was definitely the player of the game in this game until the very end is when I would flip it to Shea. But he played awesome. And if he can be that, for us, he's going to just be another good asset to deal off either at the deadline or next offseason.
Yeah. I mean, if you can have a guy like that rip the nets like that for – a contender, coming off the bench, that's exactly the type of thing that can turn a team from, just a contender to an absolute champion. So George Hill, that is a very, very good looking player, very good asset looking forward. Cody, how do you feel about George?
Yeah, he's just a constant veteran shot. Like Josh was saying, he shot 46% from three with the Bucks last year, and then obviously starting off 4-4 this year. He's going to definitely help another team that's wanting to contend at some point. Just depends on which team is going to offer Presti his asking price. I assume as it gets a little bit further into the season, those offers will probably go up because he's going to be getting a lot of run with this squad, and he's going to be shooting some good percentages from three. I think he's going to get a lot of open shots in this offense. With Horford being able to spread the floor, it's a lot easier for guys like George Hill to shoot those threes. So it's going to be interesting to see how he develops with some of the young guys. But he's going to be really good. And then, we'll just kind of see what happens with him moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see. Definitely don't get too attached, y'all. I know I had that issue last year, but if he's that good, I'm just saying.
Yeah, and that comment, by the way, from Sean about Shea, that's exactly why I think that shot was so impressive, because he didn't play. I mean, he was missing free throws, turnovers. That's why I think for him to come back and hit that game-winning shot was huge. Just that he was able to handle his poor play and not lose, confidence in himself to take that shot, but then also just the confidence gets him going forward. It's a good point.
Yeah, the ability to kind of grind through a game and still have it in you. That's a big deal, because a lot of guys, mentally can't, would pass that up. So
yeah, you didn't see him looking off. I mean, he got the ball, got around his man. I can't remember who was defending him. Got around his man and just pulled up and hit the long two. There was never any he knew he was going to go win the game, and that was awesome.
It reminds me of Russell for sure. Just how he would play so bad that towards the end of the game, and then
it didn't matter at the end.
A shot,
yeah. Just go out there and win it. That's all that mattered. Throw the stats out the table, or just throw it out. Just go out, win the ball game, get a big shot, and that is something that is that's what stars do. And the most optimistic of Thunder fans, I think, believe SGA can at least be an all-star. That's the type of shot you make as an all-star. I don't think he's there yet, but that's a good sign to see him actually go out and do that. Let's talk a little bit more. Sean brought up Bazley over here. Good, pretty solid performances from both Darius Bazley and Luguentz Dort in their sophomore seasons. 15 points apiece. Bazley shot 7 for 12. Not great from three, but the same with Dort. But just solid performances out of the sophomores. How are you feeling about no sophomore slump, at least yet?
Yeah, I thought the big three played well. Our up and coming big three of those three guys. I thought they all played pretty well. The starting five, granted George Hill played very well in this game, but Horford, didn't score until I think the second half. That starting five was looking good, and they pulled away in the third quarter. That's what got the lead that they ended up not giving up till the very end there. I love what I saw from Bazley. I mean, I was a big fan of him last year. You really saw the jump for Bazley from the Jazz game that didn't happen from that day in March to the bubble. Just in that jump, he seemed like, and it's just one game again. We have to preface everything with it's just one game, but he looked great, and he seemed like he's getting he had that one spin move, coming up that was really, really nice. Love Bazley, and then Dort. I think Dort, his offensive game looked improved to me. It seemed like he was able to get to the rim a little I don't know, a little more just smooth rather than just kind of bullying his way down there. It seemed like he had a little more, feel for the basketball and a little better handles. Maybe that was just, my view of it. But I thought both those guys looked good. And anytime those three guys, all play at least somewhat well in the same game, we're going to get excited about it.
Yeah. And, the thing with Bazley, every time you get to see him on the basketball court, he just looks more comfortable with the ball. The moves he's making, he just looks smoother. I think that's it's a really dangerous proposition if you're not a Thunder fan. He just keeps getting better, more confident, more smooth.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, very good to see. Cody, how are you feeling about the sophomores there?
Feeling good. Yeah, Bazley, man, looks like he's gained a little bit more weight too, some muscle mass. He's obviously improved his handling with the ball. 15 and 10 tonight, he was all over the place. It was awesome to watch. There's a couple times he was bringing the ball up the court and he just looked so fluid. And then Dort's doing his Dort things, playing great defense, slashing, cutting to the rim, dishing out some nice passes on his drives. Would like to see his 3-point shooting improve a little bit. But, if he's going to be manufacturing offense different ways, you can't get too mad at him. The shots will start falling. I mean, we saw Game 7. I mean, he went ballistic. So it's definitely there. At least from what I can tell, especially his free throw shooting, his free throws look pretty clean as far as the form goes. I think it's just getting a muscle memory for his threes, and I think they'll start eventually falling as he progresses.
Muted.
It's the first year. It's the first game of the year. We're not starting the Thunder.
Yeah.
Goodness.
It took us a second to get us going. We're shaking off the rust here.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Dort doing Dort things needs to be put on a t-shirt. Get on that, Shep. We need that. But yeah, I feel you. Great game from the sophomores. Other than the guys we've mentioned, Josh, who is a real standout player for you in tonight's game?
Stand out in a good way or a bad way? Because
either way,
I think of Poku right away. I like Poku. Don't want to be negative, but he played awful. In this game. If we talked on the season preview show, I like Poku a lot. I'm not writing him off from this game at all, 0%. But got to call it like it is. He played really rough. I don't know. We were talking before we came on. Was it just nerves or what it was? All those threes were just coming up short. Now, the one thing you could say is he kept putting it up. The kid's got confidence. He's going to keep shooting, even though he looked a little rattled and, he got to the bench and was upset. But, I'm really curious to see how Poku responds on Monday. How does he bounce back from this? Because it was a rough outing, first see his, career debut. He played pretty well in the preseason at times. He did some nice things, hit some threes. And he came out and, just didn't do much at all. He had that one nice block, I guess. But, very interested to see how he bounces back from this one, because this was not the start that he would have wanted, especially with Meladon doing some nice things here and there. You would have liked to have seen Poku do a little something. But looking forward to seeing, like I said, how he bounced back.
Yeah, agreed. You never want to go out on your opening night and get 0 points. LaMelo Ball can definitely commiserate with that one. As he scored 0 on his opening night. Pretty good game for him tonight. But Pokuševski, kid looked young.
0 for 6.
Something like that. A couple nights ago,
man.
It was tough. It's Pokuševski 0 for 6. All of his field goal attempts were 3-pointers.
Yeah, he didn't. I don't even remember him getting in the paint offensively. He pretty much just hung out there and waited for his opportunity. Then it was just all arms. He just wasn't moving. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it was just nerves or what, but everything was coming up really short. So,
well, keep in mind the amount of the talent he was playing against, about a year ago, or the last time he played basketball, was not remotely close to NBA basketball talent.
Well, we saw, it's preseason basketball against the Bulls, but we saw that he has it in him to play better than that in that Spurs game. He can hang around. He's not that bad. If you didn't watch the preseason games, you just watched tonight, you're thinking, oh my gosh. But we know he has it in him to make shots. So I'm not worried yet. It's just kind of calling it like it is. He played rough. So I'm curious to see how he responds after, you're a first round pick and you kind of lay an egg.
Absolutely. And, that's really how it is. And if it takes a couple games, that's just how your rookie season goes when you're, coming off the
He's
bench.
got time.
You're learning, you're adapting. Yeah, don't freak out. This is not the season to freak out about a 0 point from Pokachevsky. But Cody, any thoughts on Poku or any other players that we had not talked about so far?
Yeah, Poku, I mean, he's a rookie, just turned 19 today. He's basically playing in like a single A or a double A league in Greece.
I mean, he's 19. You feel like you have to say that. 19 today, like you said.
It's gonna be ups and downs. He's gonna go 2 steps forward, 4 steps back all throughout the season. It's just for him, it's just we need to see how well he progresses as far as gaining a little bit of muscle mass so he can kind of play against some physical wings. And then his 3-point shot, like Josh was saying, everything was falling short. I don't know, if it was just nerves or what, but he'll get better, and it not a big deal. I would say though that my player that I was kind of impressed with today was old Moose. He came in, had some good minutes. He stretches the floor. He can shoot the 3. It's awesome. He's gonna definitely help another team at some point in the season, I feel like, as well as George Hill. So
that 3 that he hit at the shot clock, that like moon ball one, was awesome.
He's just such a fun player. A stretch, having a stretch 5 out there, just launching bombs. It's just, that's a fun player to watch. And the nicknames Moose, Muskie. How can you not like Mike Muscala? That guy's great.
Him and George Hill carried the day.
Absolutely.
It's just a weird, difference. Obviously, with Adams, you don't have any type of stretch for the last 7 years, and now you go to Horford and Moose, who are some of the better 5s as far as shooting goes. So, I mean, it's just a complete paradigm shift from what we've been used to.
Adams and Nerlens. I mean, neither one of those guys gave you any kind of decent shooting. So.
Nerlens had that weird little mid-range he kept trying to do, but it was not really that effective.
He would shoot a 3 and to start a game once.
Yeah, that was always kind of halfway a joke, and it was never. Well, hey, he had that half-court shot where he just baseballed it into the rim.
That was great. That was one of the best moments of last season. The shoulder shrug afterward, that was great.
Man, I'm gonna get too emotional if I keep talking about
watching him play for the Pelicans. Disgusting. That was gross.
The uniforms didn't help. Gross uniforms, not great.
Yeah, they were They were kind of wizardy, kind of red and blue wizardy looking.
Whoever designed it should have put it in bold font instead of the little skinny. The number font just looked weird. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Sean over here.
There's a whole bunch of uniforms that we could roast from Christmas Day. There were some ugly jerseys being worn.
Absolutely, and again, glass houses with the Thunder's alts this year. Ooh.
Yeah,
they're not that bad.
They're not that bad. I mean, at least they look like they could be the Thunder. Like the Nuggets are out here looking like the Jazz. What's that about? Why are the Bucks wearing blue? What is that?
The Nuggets wearing red is weird.
They look like the Jazz. They look like the Jazz's orange and red things. That's what they look like.
It's bizarre. Sean over here shouting out to Kendrick Williams. Shout out to
Kendrick Williams. That's a weird guy. I don't know what to make of him at all. I don't know what he's doing on the team. I don't know what his role is. I don't know what he's thought of. He's 26. I looked it up because I was like, so he's not really the future. He's too old. He's not a veteran, really. I don't know what he is. He's just kind of there. He does play hard. Give him that.
He's Deontay Burton.
Deontay Burton.
I just don't know what is his purpose. Whenever he's getting minutes, I can't help but just think why is he getting minutes? Why wouldn't we give this to somebody else? He does play hard though. Give him credit. I don't have anything against the guy. I just don't really know where he fits into this.
I guess we always have to have a former Big 12 player on the team at all times.
Have to. Yeah.
Have to. It is the way.
And
is he the only one? He's probably the only one now. Unless I'm forgetting somebody.
We had the Iowa State crew with
we had a bunch of Iowa State guys.
Burton, which again we were 2 guys away from just recreating 2016 Iowa State, but that's beside the point. Little bit of a weird game from Al Horford, only 3 points. Killed it on the boards, 13 rebounds, but a little iffy there. Other than that, I just looking at this box score. I think we've pretty much covered everybody. It was super notable in this one. But Josh, quickly, your MVP for tonight.
I would still say Shea. George Hill played awesome, and like I said, he would have been my pick with like 3 minutes to go. But Shea for hitting the game winner, I just think that's so big for him. First game as the face of the franchise, like really, really, this is your team now. Here are the keys. We're building around you. It's a game winner. That's pretty cool. I would give it to Shea.
Absolutely, Cody. Quick shot on your MVP for tonight.
Yeah, it's got to be Shea hitting the big shot, big moment. Don't really have anything to add on that. We've kind of touched it all. So
absolutely.
1-0.
Yeah, 1-0.
I'm just gonna be happy about what we want to know.
It's good. It feels great. I'm pumped about it. I'm going to give my MVP to George Hill just because consistently, throughout the full game, he was great. Provided, almost as great of a game as you could out of him. If George Hill does that every single night, I do not think he'll be on the Thunder very long because he's going to have a list of suitors a mile long. So I'm going to give it to George Hill, but as Steven Adams would say, I doff my hat to SGA. But yeah. Anyways, thank you all so much for listening on our opening night. Delayed in multiple ways, I suppose, but hey, that's how the season's going to go. So we'll be here as much as we can throughout the season. So make sure, when that game ends, tune into Boomtown Hoops. I'm your host, Bobby Howard, joined by Josh Calloway, Cody Beat. We will see you next time, probably on Monday night. Have a good one. Happy Boxing Day. Happy holidays.